Uh,
So sometimes it's like when people are like trying to arguing with me or trying to make me down, I try to understand something is happening from their side also. Maybe there is something wrong with them. I try to figure
hmm,
it out, and all this lesson I just got from you and Gaurav,
hmm,
obviously. And in case
hmm,
of working, like I was not that much attentive. Like मुझे ये देखना पड़ेगा, ये भूल जाती हूँ. तो ये जो organizedly work करना है, I need to be
hmm,
organized and everything. It was like Gaurav was like my teacher, like Anushri, you need to do
hmm,
this. Like teacher जैसे स्केल लेके बैठता है like that.
huh, huh.
I've learned a lot of things from you and Gaurav. I really feel lucky that I'm here.
Wow, thank you, Anushri, on
Thank
behalf
you.
of Gaurav also.
And also
Wow.
like so making me a different person, converting me to a different person.
Hmm, beautiful.
Thank
We're
you.
really taking you home to your source.
Yes,
So
yes,
this is who you really are.
yes. Thank you. I didn't know that. I didn't discover that. I do not have any personal grudge. I do not want any bad who like for any other people. I do not have any personal grudges. Even in case
Hmm,
of the journey into miracles, I cut it down all the things and I applied now. And I am feeling the lightness. I am in the being of
hmm.
lightness.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Wonderful, Anushri.
Thank you
Just
so.
wondering whether, let me put it up here.
Yeah,
This one, that's better.
yeah.
Okay.
Should I admit? People will be joining today. I know.
Okay. हाँ, admit कर दो जो है.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, Nikita. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Asha. Hello, Meena ji.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Hi, good
Hi,
to.
Meenakshi. Looking forward today. It's the best
Yeah,
day.
thank you.
We can
Hi.
reveal ourselves. What is happening
Yes,
within us? Yeah. A lot of
indeed.
good things are happening also. Every time there is
Yes,
not a problem. But
yes.
how to go ahead in this
Mm,
journey? I have
yes.
one question. Can I ask you right now? Or you have
Uh,
not yet started?
uh,
You
just
let me know. Then only I'll
yes,
ask.
yes. Well, I mean, I think we'll get started. So, Anushri, you'll manage the. I'll spotlight me, and then you can just add the spotlight.
Sure.
Lovely picture of Gautam Buddha at the back. Are you
Yeah,
in
it's
Dubai?
beautiful. No, I'm still in Pune.
Oh, you're in Pune. When are you coming to Bombay then?
I'm literally coming straight for the airport, Ashaji. But if I can change my plans and come the evening before, I'll message you.
Yeah, please. I would like to
Okay.
meet you even for some time,
Yeah,
wherever you
yeah.
are. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It'll probably be Sunday
This Sunday, I'm
night.
coming to Borivali. I'm coming to Borivali.
Okay. So let me figure something out. It will be
Yeah,
nice.
please. I can meet you wherever you are.
Okay.
It's Raksha Bandhan, no? So Raksha Bandhan, my brother is in Borivali. So I'm going in the morning. I'll be
Okay.
spending some time with her. So you let me
Okay.
know. So I can come.
Okay. Okay. Welcome everybody to Ask Me Anything. And sure
Who's the
enough,
first one? Who's the first lucky one?
you've already said you have a question, so you'll be the
Yeah, I have
first
a
one.
question. Yeah, I have a question.
But I want to begin with a question that
Yeah.
I received, and it's an important one. May not necessarily apply to all of us, but we probably have people in our lives for whom it will apply, and it is actually to do with dating. So the question that was asked was that dating in India, it is still unusual for very young people to date, but it is starting to become like that. People are starting to date very young. And then they have disappointments in the relationship, and it can cause um, all forms of upsets and anxieties and depressions that starts to set in. So the question really was my perspective on this whole issue of how young people can work with this whole idea of dating, because there's a lot of peer pressure there also, and not feel anxious and not get so severely disappointed that they get depressed. So my response to that basically was, actually, just raise your hands if you can relate to this in any of the young people that you have in your family. It would be good for me to get a sense of whether or not it's a problem that you can relate to. You can just say yes if you can relate to it. Okay. Okay, so my response to this was, what was this, which is, a date is basically a date in the calendar. That's all it is. And it's like an appointment that you have, it's in your calendar. And so when you're dating someone, it's a date in the calendar that you've scheduled a meeting and you go meet them. So it's important to just share this understanding with the young people that you may know who are dating very young, that look, a date is simply a date in the calendar and you're going to meet this person on that particular date and time. If as a result of that date in the calendar meetings that you have with the same person, if it looks like you're now going to go into a relationship, the dating is complete. So just, and then both of you decide that, okay, we are not dating anymore, we are actually entering a relationship. Where the dating becomes disappointing is because the two different people have got different expectations. One thinks they're going into a relationship, the other one thinks they're still dating. And that's really the start of the anxiety and anguish and depression that takes place. And sure enough, it was a question that was asked by someone very young. And it does relate to older people as well. Sometimes the expectation is, from one side is, we've had several dates, surely we are in a relationship, but it's actually, the other party doesn't think so. And in any case, it is a completely different context. Dating someone is, there's nothing permanent about it. There's nothing exclusive about it either. But when you do change that perspective, and now you're actually going to go into a relationship, it is important to complete the way things were. And then decide together that you're both going to go into a relationship or not. And then you have to make a choice. If the other person is not ready to go in a relationship or wants to continue dating, and you want a relationship, then you can choose whether you wish to be in that dating interaction with this person or not. But because people don't know that what a date is, it easily gets mistaken. And that's where the disappointments start to occur. So that's what I wanted to share in response to that particular question. Over to you, Ashaji, for your question. Unmute.
In continuation with my meditation question, there are two things is going in within me. One is, to have one particular mantra or slogan and just to visualize on Agna Chakra, and then go deeper and deeper. And sometimes after some time, maybe those words that not there, but only the sensation or vibrations are there, that energy feeling in the whole body also is there. Then there is another one, is about a chakra. So you start with energy level from Muladhara to Agna Chakra. Sahasrara will take time. But when you're doing that exercise, you definitely go there above that. And that I have been learning from Bhagavad Gita's chapters. And in that, it tells about quantum theory, that how this Panch Mahabhut is connected with our energy. Because if Prithvi is Dhan Tattva, so it is very, what you call a stone type of energy. When you are stuck somewhere or you don't want to do anything, and when the Pramad is there, then another chakra. No, sorry. From Prithvi, you go to Jal. When there is a mind is very, very thorough, wavering sort of. So there is negative and positive both. Then you go to Agni Tattva, then you go to Vayu Tattva, and then you go to वायु के बाद आकाश स्पेस आती है और स्पेस के बाद आत्मा आता है तो स्पेस एंड आत्मा के बीच में देयर इज लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस बट व्हेन यू फ्रॉम स्पेस टू आत्मा व्हेन यू गो तो आत्मा इज 100% एनर्जी up to space energy is 70% maybe but that also depends how much concentration you are whether you cannot one can never be in the same energy level it keeps on changing during the daytime or whenever you are depends on your thoughts so I want to understand that just to be on Agna chakra is this going from chakra to chakra and be aware of your thoughts what is going within me and that awareness is very very important if I want to achieve that level of experience of atma soul experience then I have to be very very aware all the time my mind should be with my thoughts so that is where I need your guidance which one I should follow for myself it can be 100 methods but I'm just asking you.
So the first one, the answer to, is there a mantra that you can just do? The only one that I use two actually. One is love, kindness, and compassion. Okay, and I always breathe in, connected to the breath. I breathe in love, kindness, and compassion into my heart. And when I'm breathing out gratitude and peace. I always just do that. Okay. And I repeat it in my mind, and after a while, I don't need to repeat it. It just it's happening in that rhythm. What I'm doing here is I am allowing myself to receive the gift of life, and really acknowledging the receiving of this gift of life, which is a state in which I'm breathing, and I'm filling that breath with love, kindness, and compassion. And even when I'm breathing out, I'm really sharing gratitude and peace. And that's the cycle. So that's one thing that I do. That's one thing that I do. I don't have to prepare anything. I can just literally go into this. The second chant equivalent that I have is the human vibe attunement. And for that, I do the 9-4-6 breath at least 3 times, sometimes 5 times before. And then I go into I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. And I don't rush into it. I just do it 3 times, just, as I take as much gap as is necessary. And then often I just go into a very deep state of harmonized rest because you have come home. You're totally accepting your human form as the home that you're living in. And you're infusing it with the power of your soul presence. So those are the 2 that I use.
Yeah.
In the context of the chakras that you're talking about, so the piece that I work with is, there's a lot of stuff that you have out there on balancing your chakras. And that is all fine. But, my question has always been, how do I do something where I don't have to keep repeating it for hours, several times a week? How can I have it so that my chakras are always balanced? They learn to balance themselves. And so for that, the answer is, understand what gets them out of balance. What gets them out. What blocks them, So what has happened is I've uncovered what blocks each of the chakras. So you don't have to do that regularly. You can do it once, and then if you feel that any of them are blocked, you can go and unblock them. But it takes several months for them to get blocked again. Each chakra is blocked by certain emotions.
Correct.
Okay, so I can share with you what the blockage is for each of the chakras, and how do you unblock them. You know, you can do stuff to unblock them, or you just trust your own chakras to recalibrate themselves. So what I do is I just take the breath into the base chakra, the Muladhara, for example, and I'm just there. I'm just breathing in and out. I'm just connected to that, and I'm giving it permission to unblock itself. I'm focusing on the emotion that that blocks it, and letting it know that I'm connected to that emotion. If you wish to release it so you feel unblocked, release it. But because I'm focusing on that emotion, I don't take it in. It gets unblocked and released. Then I go up to the sacral chakra, and that is blocked because of a particular reason. So I will share with you what blocks each chakra. Right? So the first time you do it, Ashaji, it can take several days. So it's okay if the only chakra that you block is one chakra, and it takes 2 or 3 days to unblock the second one. It's okay, because it's one of those things that once you've unblocked all of them, they automatically start to recalibrate. It's a little bit like, you know, the chakras are the particular points in our body which allow life force energy to move very, very comfortably. And if they are blocked, or the movement isn't right, then that energy doesn't necessarily flow throughout your entire body. It creates all sorts of clustering of spaces where bacteria can go, fungus can grow, all that kind of stuff, you know. And even when you oxygenate yourself, you'll find your oxygen levels don't go up as high. You feel that constant heaviness in your chest. Your breath isn't as deep as you would like it to be, or there's this dull pain somewhere or the other. You know, I like to just first go and do this unblocking of the chakras. Now, once you've done it once, take however long it takes. Once you've done it once, then you just go in and tune it. You know, you can tune it 2 or 3 times a month. It doesn't need to be any more than that. You can do the other meditations and you're going to be fine. The human vibe attunement directly connects to your soul, merges it into your human vibe. And to me, that is the experience of harmonized stillness. It's very, very powerful. Okay, so unblock the chakras. You just be with it. You're anchoring the vibration of trust. You know, so your body gets to know that it can trust itself to release what needs to be released. That's my answer to both of those things. Thank you for asking. I will WhatsApp message you the emotions that link to the blockages.
One last question. When you mentioned about you just allow yourself or give permission to yourself whenever a particular emotion bothers me, so that particular chakra is blocked, I will immediately understand that this emotion is coming. So that time I have to give permission to myself, okay, please help me to unblock.
Yeah, you just say you just say you just say release.
Release.
You breathe into it, and with the breath out, with gratitude and peace, you release, and it will go. You know, it can take some time, because part of the reason why it is there as a block, it's sort of protecting you. You know. Okay. Thank you, Ashaji.
Thanks for answering all my questions. But I hope to meet you again.
Great. Anushri, will you check in on the chat and let me know who the next person is?
Yes, Sarah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Anushri. Namaskar, everyone. Good morning from Mexico City, or from Mexico, actually, the countryside. Mynoo, I see. Okay, I don't see Mynoo. So Mynoo, would you this is a aside, would you be willing to share the emotions and the chakras with everybody in the group? Or
okay, I have to look it up. So let me get it. It's a very valid question.
Or to share it. Okay.
Yeah, I can share it in the group.
In the group. Okay. Yeah. In the WhatsApp. I have a question. I've been, so I want to make this, I want to be a contribution with this question. So please guide me about how I ask it. So there's clarity. So I've made a commitment. I've made a commitment to living a life, to being thriving, rejoicing. And what has become very present for me during my stay in Mexico with Sergio, and we know each other 31 years, so we have a long relationship, friendship, is that, and I'm asking this question really from what can I learn about myself? What is there for me to do around this? And is it coming from within me? So in our history, in our long history of 30 years, I've become aware that he always seems, or most of the time, he struggles with me. So
Hello.
So
Sarah, just hold on 1 second. 1 second. And Sarah, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
most of the time, he struggles with me. Okay.
He'll struggle with me or argue with me about sometimes very basic things like, why don't you take some vitamin C because you're not feeling well? Or I think you have COVID instead of a cold. And he'll argue. Or we'll be in a conversation and I'll say something that obviously I think triggers him. And he'll start being seeming defensive or arguing with me or struggling with me instead of just asking me, well, what are you trying to communicate with me? Or let's look at this together, or all right, I'm going to consider this, or tell me more. Or there's just a wall that comes up right away. And so therefore, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells again, and that it's very difficult to just have a conversation because it becomes an argument. And then he'll say, well, you're arguing with me. And I'll reply, I'm not arguing with you at all. And he'll say, no, we're arguing. Let's just stop. Let's just stop this and go on. And we never get to have the conversations. So I don't know if others have this challenge as well. He's really the one I have it with. I don't have it with other people, but I love him the most in the world. So.
So Sarah, what I'm seeing here is sometimes when unsaid communications develop in a relationship and they accumulate, they create a whole collection of unfulfilled expectations, right? And as a result of that, most of the time it's okay, but there are depending on that build-up, often triggers start to happen, and multiple types of things start to trigger. But the origin is unsaid communications. So it's unsaid communication, sometimes with yourself as well as the other person. So there is never an unsaid communication with someone else only. Even though it feels that way, there will always be some unsaid communication also within you. So he is where he is, and he probably has a collection of unsaid communications. But it may be an odd sort of conversation to have with him if he hasn't done any of this kind of personal growth work.
Nothing.
So the key thing is for us, there's nothing to fix in anyone else. They are exactly where they want to be. It's a part of their journey. That's where they are. And if you said anything to him, because he doesn't necessarily see it that way, for him it might be a very legitimate reason why he's getting, agitated about whatever he's getting agitated about. It will only land up in an argument. I would say look at yourself, look at within you. What are the unsaid communications that you have? Now, step one is look at the unsaid communications you have. Nothing to do with Satya, it's to do with you. Really acknowledge that accumulation of unsaid communications. It could
Between
be
the
with,
two of us, Mynoo,
no,
or
just within you. What are the things that you really would love to say, but you haven't said? Nothing to do with him. Some of those will be with him. Empty yourself out, right? By acknowledging it to yourself, it's not unsaid anymore. Okay. So what happens is it begins with unsaid. It's like that 100-layer cake, the Malaysian delicacy. It's a little bit like that. One unsaid communication results in 100 unfulfilled expectations. So you have, even if you have one, there are at least 100 unfulfilled expectations layered on top of that. And then there's another unsaid communication, and then they have another 100, unfulfilled expectations layered on top of that. So removing those hundreds and hundreds of layers is like crazy, and that's why we get overwhelmed. That's why relationships break down, because it's like, can't you see, why don't you understand? Of course, any partner would expect this of their partner, but you never said anything, so partner is partner. Really acknowledge him. He's on his journey and he is where he is. Begin with you. Unsaid communications, all there is to do is to acknowledge. Nothing to do right now other than simply acknowledge it. Okay, so that in itself, right? I always say write. Okay, so write them. The fact that then you can go and deal with clustering them and decide, okay, these 10 things will actually go away if I have this one communication, with someone else. You'll find a lot of the unsaid communications actually dissolve when you even acknowledge them, and there'll only be 2 or 3 biggies that you actually do need to go communicate with someone. So that's the first step. Then the next one would be, what are the unfulfilled expectations that you recognize are building up in this relationship that you have with each other? Okay, and then the third thing that you're going to look at is, when you look at those unfulfilled expectations that are built up in this relationship, do they block you? Are they barriers? What are they? Identify that. Not everything will feel like a block. You'll find that some of them are just a barrier to you being able to feel loved, or you being able to feel there's a true companion here. It's not a block, it's just a barrier, So I want you to identify it, because a block is very different. How you deal with the block is very different than how you deal with the barrier. Okay. So once you've identified which of these is a block and which of these is a barrier, then you go into, if you identify barriers. So it's important to understand what a barrier is. A barrier is wanting to move forward by looking at the rear view mirror. At best, you will really stay where you are, or you'll have, and at worst, you could actually have an accident. Right? So where are you wanting to move forward by looking back at how things used to be? Which of these things that you've identified as barriers are coming because you have an already always listening of a particular reaction, which is as it used to be. Now you're able to do something about things, right? And all you have to do is to stop your attachment to how things used to be. By acknowledging, it starts to just stop having a hold on you. It's as if it's a weed. These are all weeds. You're just going straight to the root, and by seeing, aha, you're a weed, you don't belong here, I found you, and squirt your, weed killer in it. The weed may be a big, long shrub by that time, but it will collapse and go away. It literally will go into the soil. Right? That's what starts to happen. A block, on the other hand, is different. So a block is being stubbornly attached to a prescribed way of doing something. So you only use language of block, like, oh, I'm just feeling so blocked here, and that's blocking me, and that's blocking me. And you've had this with, for example, the educational institution situation that you've been dealing with for many years now. It felt very blocked, right? And that block is related to when you are stubbornly attached to a particular way of doing something. It doesn't have to be related to that situation. It could be related to something completely different. And then you start feeling blocked in other places. And the moment you recognize it, the block disappears. That, that's where I'm attached. Okay, I don't have to be attached anymore. Let's see how it shows up. All the blocks disappear. That's the fun part of this. I'm for some people, the same situation might have elicited a different response. Because this has been going, you've been together for nearly just over 3 decades, and over different situations and different parts of the world, your relationship has gone and traveled. I'm giving you very logical left brain action responses and getting you to think like your right brain. Right? So I'm in getting you to do this, I'm bringing you into a whole brain state around you being truly, madly, deeply in love with you. Okay? And that is going to, as you do this exercise, you're going to start feeling that you are like stepping into your mastery. And in your mastery, you are at the source of your life, and you're the master of how you relate to people. But I'm getting you to do this. Don't do step 3 before step 1. Always begin with you. Remember, our world is only a representation of who we are. It begins with us, it ends with us. That's what it is. Okay, Sarah, keep us posted, actually. It would be great for you to post in the group also, for us to know how you're getting on. Because this is an issue that so many people have.
Okay. Thank you so much, because I've become increasingly aware since our long conversations over many years, is that our world begins with us and ends with us. Instead of, because my tendency has been to like, what's wrong with him, and blaming and
Great.
Okay.
Thank
you. I will keep everyone in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so next is Meenakshi.
Okay, hello, Meenakshi. Unmute.
Hello, Mynoo. First of all, thank you so much. Let me commend you. You're not like other people. There are so many things going on in the net, and people are saying, okay, online you do this, online you do that, and then it's just a one-sided traffic, and you never get to answer your queries. So first of all, I want to thank you sincerely for taking the questions and answering personally. It shows
Thank
that
you.
you are connected to what you are doing and you genuinely want to help everyone. So basically, I
Thank you.
went through your video. I have two questions. So you may answer me right now, or you can just send me some examples. So what I read was that, get your conscious mind along in collaborating and co-creating through this experience. Then there was another thing called make a list of all dysfunctional beliefs that you had hold about money, including your mindset. Make a list of all the fears, guilts, and shame that you hold around money. So these three statements, I was not able to understand what needs to be done, what I have to do.
Okay.
So if you can
Yeah.
explain these three statements, that's my
Yeah.
first question. With some examples, it will be easier for me to understand or anyone else to
Understand.
understand. And the
Yeah.
second thing that I want to know is that when we are talking about shedding away all these inhibitions, so once this inhibition goes away, you say it will attract money. That's what you're saying. So when I'm saying it'll attract money, then what do I have to do to attract that money? Like, do I need to take actions for it, or does these opportunities automatically comes to me? This is something
Okay.
I could not understand.
Okay. Okay. So thank you for sharing it. And Meenakshi is referring to a particular program that I have actually created as an online program called Unblock Your Flow of Money. So the first one is it's really talking about a collaborative co-creation, correct? That's what it refers to. Okay. So, we are at a particular point on the, in our planet's energy where the base energy itself is not one of command and control. It used to be, and money itself was created as a unit of transaction. Think about it. When the planet was created, there was no need for money, Animals don't need it, trees don't need it. We as humans were another life form. We also didn't need it. We just exchanged whatever was there. There was no need for money. Human with its intellect created money as a unit of transaction, but the originating intent was command and control. So that is not conducive anymore to how the planet is going, which is it's much more about collaborative co-creation of coexistence. And we've all been through the 2020 pandemic situation where we all have seen that even if you had money, you couldn't really spend it at the time. There was nobody who was going to risk their life and bring some grocery to you because you could pay them more at that during certain phases. And we were all there, buildings locked down and all of that. I was living in Mumbai at the time. And, I happened to get COVID in 2020 and I wasn't going to go to the hospital. And it was amazing. I mean, I was quite new into, I had the apartment in Mumbai, but I was not there that much. But during COVID, I was there. So I knew the neighbors, but didn't really know them that well. It was phenomenal. I mean, they would leave. I had a beautiful ledge outside the apartment, and the municipal corporation had taped it all up, and as they used to do, and we didn't have each other's phone numbers or anything, and they would just leave food or they would leave lovely notes just on the ledge for me. It was a collaborative co-creation of coexistence that was happening, as opposed to during the early parts of 2020, it was like, oh my God, this person has COVID, stay away. It was a bit like a plague-like thing that was there, and that didn't show up because really 2020 brought it to a head for us to know it is about collaborative co-creation of coexistence. Command and control isn't cutting it anymore. The energy of money is also moving in the collaborative co-creation direction. So all you have to understand is that it was created with the intention of command and control, and the money energy itself started commanding us because that was the originating intent. Now the intention of its application has shifted. So using money to create our planet as a place of pure love and joy calls for a collaborative co-creation, and money starts to flow again. Now let's look at what comes in the way. So you discovered your money mindset, or if you haven't, you will, following the exercise, right? And I'm saying to you that, okay, now once you get your money mindset, you know that it's a mindset that you created. It wasn't like that. When babies are born, they have no construct of money, but the baby isn't rich or poor. It just is very cute, wherever it is. The poor thing or the rich thing is all created by the adults around it, right? So, however, as it grows, it develops beliefs about money because of what it sees around itself. And those beliefs become blocks, they become barriers. So I'm saying to you, let's clear those beliefs from your cells so that even any memories that you may have about those beliefs are cleared. So I'm asking you to write these dysfunctional beliefs and put a stop at the end and make a full list of as many of them as you possibly can. And then I'm also saying to you that make a list of anything and everything that you feel fearful about in the context of money. fear of running out of money, fear of being indebted to someone, fear of, having to be, having, not having the money that you require when you require it, fear of losing it, um, whatever it might, fear of being taken for a ride or exploited, whatever your fears are that you're ready to put a stop to. You write them down, put a stop, write them down, put a stop. And then I'm asking you to use the energy of the elements, and by writing it down, you've already activated the air element. The air element literally blows away the clutter and gives you focus. So now you've removed a lot of the noise about money from your system by writing it down. Then I'm asking you to burn it. So I'm bringing the energy of fire. So when you burn it, the energy of fire actually destroys. And in its destruction, it transmutates the state of what you have created, what you have destroyed, into a new state. So it's destroying all that you have said you want to get rid of. And it is transmutating it into a new state, which is that money is a gift from God, our creator, given into the hands of humans to make this planet a place of pure love and joy. Now, once you've burnt it and everything is burnt off, you then add water. Water as an element washes away the debris and brings flow. So whilst you had all of these dysfunctional beliefs and fears about money, they're all there in your cells. There's a lot of blockage that's there. So by bringing the energy of water, you just bring that flow into you. Then I'm asking you to put all of that into the soil. So you're now anchoring the new state of money, which is, it's a gift from God given into my hands as a human to make this planet a place of pure love and joy. So now what it's doing is the confines are released. You've unblocked lots of stuff that was occupying energy in your system. You're ready to receive. You can just breathe in and out, and you can now focus your attention on, when I have all this flow of money, how am I going to make this planet a place of pure love and joy? In the work that I do, in what I know that I want to commercialize or monetize, how am I going to make it such that I contribute to a planet of pure love and joy? And you see the magic unfold. Okay.
Yeah. Wonderfully explained. Wonderfully explained. I mean, beautifully explained. I
Thank you.
mean, thank you so much. And actually, in this COVID, I'm trying to get a new job, and I'm stuck, and I'm not getting this job at all for the last 1 year. So something is blocking, I know, but what is blocking, I was unable to understand. So I went through this, and I'll
Yeah.
definitely do this and see how it
Great.
helps me.
Great. Yeah, keep us posted.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Hi, Janasri, are you there? If you're there, can you just unmute yourself? I think, okay,
Go to
she is not replying. So the next question is from Monica, I guess. Monica, can you just ask your question?
And Jana, she's saying she can't get unmuted. So Jana, just have a go, see what you can do. Once you're unmuted, message Anushri, and we'll bring you in the next
Yes.
question. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi. Hello, Mynoo. How are you?
Yes, I'm well. Thank you.
It's so nice always to be here. I don't know. I think my hand. Asha ji had asked the question about the soul consciousness, and you have given these. I was doing this. I acknowledge myself as a human. So I have more, I think, issue to acknowledge myself as a human, because I'm always in some like I'm always in some imagination. I'm always sometimes like I tell my husband that I'm sure at some point in my life I know that I must be knowing how to fly or something. So he says, you know, he tells me you're crazy, but I'm like, but I said, I know it. I know that feeling, you know, of just, and so what happens is that I feel that I do ground myself, you know, like I walk on the grass and barefoot, and and like now I've just started this new work, you know, which I mentioned last time. I'm really putting myself out there, like, you know, like I'm becoming more of my authentic self. And I'm, you know, like earlier I used to I was like raising my kid and I was not very serious about what I do. And, you know, I used to do a lot of free work for people and I not take myself very seriously. So, you know, I feel that how can I, like, you know, come more into my, like, you know, like my husband is like, you know, he's very grounded, like he's very like this. And I'm always in, you know, some like, I mean, I understand energy, I understand soul, I understand, like I connect with people, but I like now, you know, like I want to like stabilize this into myself because I understand this is what I need to do, you know, in order to like put myself out there and, you know, help other people and whatever I'm working with anxiety and, you know, so how can I do that like better?
um, so first of all, just know, you know, the fact that you're still here, the fact that you still can talk about, you know, I want to do this, I want to make the world a better place, make my contribution in what I'm doing, all of that, and talk about in a very endearing way, the interaction with your husband and you, and you know, you are very, very plugged into a human form, you know, and you have an understanding of the powers of you as a soul being, right? So you have that. You know, there's an inner knowing that is there. The I call it beyond meditation because what it does is it harmonizes the soul and the human form. Because the soul, it has you know, usually it's like a journey of going home for the
Yeah.
soul, right? And in this, I say it's a journey of coming home. Because whilst you're here in this form, in this human form, this human form is your home, you
Yes.
know? And the soul, they have got very different functions. You know, the soul is literally, you know, this is a transit lounge for the soul. You know, it's here ready for its next flight. And the human form, so its soul is eternal, it's limitless, and it's just infinite, you know, it's indestructible. The human form feels very fragile, right? And yet it has an innate vibration of love which is infinitely amplifying.
Yes.
So by doing this and saying these three phrases and saying them 3 times, the first time it's the human form that is acknowledging itself as a human.
Okay.
When the human form acknowledges itself as a human, it's really anchoring that being of love as the amplifying frequency, right? And then it receives itself as a human with all that power of amplification, and then it accepts itself in that power. Now the human form is feeling strong. The second time you repeat it, it is the soul for the first time, sometimes acknowledging, whilst it is in this human form, it is human. You know, and people have a lot of trouble with that initially because it's like, oh, I thought this was just, I have to just endure this human form and then I can go, you know. Why should I limit my soul to the human form? Well, the human form is the expression of the limitlessness of the soul existence. And the human form is amplifying that limitlessness with love. Because can you imagine if, you know, just the mind and thought grabs onto I am limitless, I'm indestructible, they'll just destroy everything, you
Yes.
know, right? So, you know, by having the soul acknowledge itself as a human, it's actually giving permission to the human form to amplify it. Receiving itself as a human, it allows itself to receive the vibration of love. And by accepting itself as a human, it actually says, I trust you. And now the two get harmonized. That is like that is the sure shot grounding, the harmonization of the soul in the human presence. When it is not there, you can either feel you can't move at all, or you
Right.
can feel so up in the air that people can't relate to you.
Yes.
Okay. And hence you do the third time, where the two together are making that declaration. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. And that's why often people just go into a very deep trance, because it's like coming home. I don't have to go anywhere. I'm indestructible here. You know, when I'm ready to go, I'll go. But right now, I just amplify love.
Okay. So I can like repeat this, what, 3 times?
Yeah, and don't
and
rush
often?
into it. Yeah, I mean, you know, Anushri, if you can just share the YouTube link for Beyond Meditation, that would be really great. And you can just literally, Monica, go in there. It's got various playlists. Choose anything, and you know, do it. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I do a Beyond Meditation, which is at 8 p.m. India time.
Okay.
Today we have also. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the YouTube, is it?
Well, I do it here. I do it on Zoom. Yeah.
On Zoom here itself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
so I'll just do that like every day. I mean, and so it should ground.
It will.
I mean,
it will.
You know, it's like I love my life here and everything. So there's always this tug of war that is happening, and you know, this, which really is
this brings the two together in harmony.
In harmony, yes. Thank you so much, Mynoo.
You're welcome. I'm going to ask Justin. Justin, it would be good to have a male voice here. Let's hear you.
Great. Thank you, Mynoo. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That was a great description of Beyond Meditation, by the way. Maybe that's a good one to snip out, because I think understanding why it's like clicked in a whole new level, and we've been doing it for years, now a couple of years. My question is around the work that you do to find out source and autopilot. And I'm just curious if, like in my world, I go do management consulting gigs, or I join startup teams, and there are always these other people who I really want to understand and know what those attributes are. And I'm just curious if any progress is being made, or you see any on the horizon to be able to offer this at larger scale, or if you've magically cloned yourself or trained someone.
Yeah, I think we are seriously considering training a few people on this, because I don't even have time to do this myself anymore. You know, I only ever do it with Federation members or members of our team now. I mean, in the book, The 7 Pillars of Extraordinary Results, I have actually got the guidance on how you can do it yourself. You can get fairly close, but not exactly, you know, but you can get reasonably close. But if you don't do it with greater precision, as you know, when people get their autopilot, it's not the world's, whilst it's a relief, it's not the world's most flattering thing to know about yourself. But because of the way I do it, or even the way Gaurav does it, it's undeniable for people. But if somebody else does it and rushes it, it can just be quite damaging for the person. So we are seriously going to be announcing that we are looking for coaches for that in-depth body of work. So I will now make sure that I reach out to you.
Yeah, please do. I'd be interested in learning it at a level of mastery, and have not hacked it yet, but really quite interested to be able to help support that for more people. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yes, Meenaji. Meena?
Yeah, Mynoo, here is other 2 people like before Meenaji raised.
Okay, yes.
One is Nikita and another one is Jana. So
okay, so let's get Jana, because we were about to speak with her.
Hi, Mynoo. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, actually, the last month was completely very down for me with my health and family stress. I thought not to. I was conscious of that. I'm being stressed, but I was unable to handle myself. All the damage internal was happening continuously. Okay, to the body now. But I thought to ask you for a guidance for a particular. You can say an event. Okay, from last 2 years, I was trying to secure a space for my online. Sorry, for my teaching class, and it was 2 years before COVID. Okay, and finally one person gave me a chance. The thing is that the teaching field in chartered accountancy course will be with the senior partners, and me being the youngest one and being a female also, that barriers also is there. They won't allow a female to come to the dais for teaching, but I got a chance, and my demo is on August 6th. Okay, that was, I'm happy as well as scared. That when how to, because there will be almost 100 students, and they inform me saying that these people are over enthusiastic to teach. I'm highly scared because my energy by listening to that only got sucked up. How to deal with those people? And second thing comes, I'm hopeful that in case there's one more person who's offering me for the online coaching and as well as offline, both things. The person who offered me, if I accept it, the place where I go, the same place, the person who had a deep crush, and he never showed interest in me. Okay, but I had a deep crush to wait for him for several hours to just to see him. He teaches there. So my issue, he's normal, but my issue is, can again, it took 2 years for me to come out of the thing that okay, he's not giving any damn shit about me. He's seeing me as an option. It took 2 years for me to recover from that. Luckily, COVID gave me a break not to go to that place. I didn't commute because of COVID. But I'm not taking that opportunity because I have to see him, or at least the discussion will come out, and it's actually stressing me. If I'm losing my hair also, actually. This much of hair I lost. So how to deal with this thing? That is the thing.
Okay, so let's take this particular course that you're going to deliver, right? So if you were to just really visualize right now, while we are all here, if you were to just visualize right now that you have a phenomenal breakthrough in being present in front of this audience and delivering your course, what would that breakthrough look like? Describe it to me.
I can see I'm getting two feelings with that. First one is happiness. Okay, I'm able to talk and address my vision to the students there. Immediately followed up by a lot of fear as well as energy drain out. I can feel externally I'm fair, I'm happy, but internally I can feel being sucked up a dark hole and getting bitterness in my tongue, which I'm getting from last one day. I feel that falling in a big pit.
So I hear that. That's so I'm just saying, what does a breakthrough look like? It is so powerful that it is followed by this complete contrast, right? Okay, correct. It is so powerful that it almost takes you over by its power in terms of the impact you have on the audience, correct? Unmute. Yes.
Connection issue. That's why I was unable to catch up.
Okay. So it is you're seeing that it is so powerful that you almost get that hollow pit in your stomach.
Yes.
But you do experience the power. That power is so much that hollowness develops, right? So if you felt that powerful expression of you with this audience, and yeah, sure, you have that hollowness in your stomach, but with that powerful presence, if you are to look at the audience, right, what are they looking like? What is this audience looking like?
They are very happy and excited that I am able to meet their make them understand well. They feel I'm completely new and new vibe for them, which they didn't see in other teachers.
Okay. And what sort of words are they using?
They're using, ma'am, you're very awesome. We never experienced this kind of teaching from anyone. And we feel that you can add more value to us. So they like to talk even the non-subject stuff as well. What is required, the social etiquette for the children or the professionals. They want to discuss that also. So
Yeah.
they want me to be in the presence always.
Okay, great. And how are they feeling?
More excited than what they have to be. It's hyper excitement, what I see.
Okay, okay. And they're feeling good about this hyper excitement?
Yeah, very good. Mynoo, just 1 minute. Amma class lo namani call chesta. It's my
Okay.
mom. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. They are more excited and they have more expectations. The look is from happiness to heavy expectations,
Okay.
which
Okay.
again make me feel that how long will I be able to deliver that?
Okay. So there you are. You've exceeded their expectations. They are in this amazing space, and you're feeling their excitement. You're feeling their happiness. You're feeling what they're feeling about you, right? What do you look like when you're noticing all of that? What are you looking like?
I look first. I'm able to meet my dream work.
Yes.
Externally, I look pretty. Though I'm chubby person, I feel chubby, but I feel I'm looking smart in front of their eyes. I'm someone
Okay.
who is looking like a corporate professional. Okay, not just
Okay.
a common teacher, but somebody who is a professional look, and with walking like a lioness. That's what I can say. That's
Great. Great.
external look what I'm seeing. Internally, I
Okay.
can again see the same thing. That some
No,
fear, some hollowness.
just stay with me. We're going to deal with that in a moment.
Yeah.
So there you are, a lioness, and feeling really good at what you have done. What sort of words are you using?
I'm using the words which like empowerment words, like it's not like the words which will make them feel they can achieve the goal. That kind of motivating kind of words, not
Okay,
the saggy or dull kind of thing, which will make them see, okay, it's a common thing, not a common, but they will feel by listening that it's something new.
Okay.
Empowerment words kind of thing.
Okay, great. And how are you feeling?
I feel good.
You
That
feel good.
feel good is 90%, but that is the way I'm stuck there.
Okay, so just imagine as if you are there. You just close your eyes for a moment,
Okay.
and you are there. The audience is super excited. They feel that you're awesome. They feel what they've got from you, they've not got from anyone else. You're feeling happy, you're feeling good, you're feeling like a lioness, you're smiling. And there's this great gratitude that you're there, that you have. And I want you to stay there, and I want you to look at this conversation we are having right now. You're going to look back at this conversation we are having, and you're going to answer this question: what was missing and essential that you put in place for yourself, as a result of which you had this impact?
Confidence in myself.
Okay, so just imagine confidence it's like a bowl of soup, right? And you're just drinking that soup of confidence. You put it inside of you. Okay. Now, with that confidence in you, what is going to be your logical next step?
To align my thoughts, which will help me to deliver properly.
Okay. And to align your thoughts, is there something that you can do within 10 or 20 minutes maximum after we finish our call?
Yeah, I can once again go through all the presentation where I'm missing and add on the examples which can help me to deliver the point to them. Those example gives more clarity than the straight sentences.
Great. So great. So you will get going with that in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah,
after
definitely.
We finish our call. Fabulous.
I get my laptop ready.
Is there something else you can do in the next 24 hours?
I can go through. I have actually a course of this how to present the concept of confidence itself or goal setting, which is for 2 hours, and I want to complete that, which can add more examples and values and show how give me other input also, which I'm planning to do in the next coming 2 hours.
Great. So you will get that done in the next 24 hours.
Yes.
And then on the 6th, you're delivering.
Yeah, morning 10:30.
Okay. How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Awesome. Yeah. Great. This is more awesome than the last. Okay.
Fabulous. So really what we've done here is, by envisioning, what it would look like, And by me asking you, auditory wise, visually, and kinesthetically, how you are, how you look, what sort of words you're saying, how you're feeling, and then expanding it to all of those hundreds of students, we have anchored that experience in your current reality.
Okay. Yes.
That is
Yes.
right. And then
I'm
by
feeling light also. I'm not feeling
yeah,
that heavy sudden. I'm feeling light.
correct.
Mm.
High 10 for that, and by you identifying yourself, that confidence is what was missing and essential, and drinking that confidence in, putting it inside of you, you've got it in you because you're already stationed in that breakthrough. That's your current reality. Now, it is important to get the bandwagon rolling, which declares that you have shifted. And that's why I'm saying to you, choose an action which you have done with immense clarity. And then now you're going to be in action within 20 minutes after we finish. And then I asked you another 24 hours, your bandwagon is rolling with confidence.
Yes.
Okay, please share with us how you get on.
Definitely. That's for sure. In 2
Great.
days. Yeah.
Thank
And
you,
the second
Jana.
one is that the how to deal with that person feeling, like if I
That
face
person.
that guy was.
What I would say is just always trust in the yummy yucky.
Okay.
Yeah, you still have a crush on him.
No,
It's still there.
not much.
It's not the way it is, but it's still there. The fact, see,
Exactly.
look, opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference, right? So you're not indifferent to him yet. So there is still some of that love piece there, right? So if it feels yucky, don't do it, because there'll be other opportunities. And if you can go and enjoy the feeling, without necessarily having that crush thing, but actually it's quite nice, to be in company of someone that made you feel good, go for it.
Exactly.
Enjoy the experience.
Instead of letting the crush me, that's actually what's happening. But as you said, still, since somewhere it's still the feeling is there, so I'm hesitant to go. But I can convert that into a bit of enjoyment. Okay, I do have the feeling of this thing. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it can be quite a musty sort of thing, it's cool. Just go, enjoy.
Yeah, I can enjoy with myself because that person is not going to listen anything, but I can enjoy with myself. Exactly.
Yes, totally.
I will again say, okay, sir, I'll come for a demo for there also.
Great.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
okay, Nikita, if you are online, can you just on your video and audio, please?
Hello, Mynooji.
Hello.
So last time I could not come. And this time I'm in Ranchi again. And this time the story starts from 30th of July. There is a young boy of about 20 years old, a relative. So I brought him to Delhi, my home. So he's good at studies, but at some point he refused to go to his college after 2 years of engineering. And he went to saying that he is going to his college, and went up to the bus stand, and from there we could not trace him. And on 31st he said, I don't want to study anymore. So we brought him from his parents, saying that with positive vibe like ours and the amount of work we are doing for so many people, why can't we do it for our own family? But the boy could not be traced, and I tried to tell him for 3 hours that give me a chance and I'll come to your place and I will show you that you can do it in a much better way than like you are running away from everything. then suddenly we got to know, it was intuition kind of thing, where we got to know he hasn't been to his alma mater, and that we started tracing him, and then we found that he's moving all around Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, and somehow we were able to catch him. So he refused to come, saying that once he comes to our home in Delhi, he may have to study again, so he will not come back. So on 31st, I got my tickets for Ranchi, and somehow I had to get my tickets for first. I saw it that I was taking the tickets for first, but the tickets went on for 2nd of August. And then I found that one was so eventful, like full day we were searching for him everywhere. Trace, call trace karo, wahan khojo, wahan, just try to find it out. And as everybody is working and I was there at home, so I things, connecting all the dots, the parents, him, institution, and the police, and everything. So I really do not know. The first thing is, I don't know what happened, and the tickets went on for second, and very carefully I did my tickets for first only. But on first morning, when I started talking and everything, and then I packed my bag, and then I found the tickets is for second, and then everything started. So I don't know. It sometimes looks as if God is working somewhere.
So Nikita, just share with me, in the context of what you have shared, what is the question that you would love to get answered?
So first, what you have told me earlier, and then connecting it with that one, and then, so when I came to Ranchi, and then I found everything, nothing was working here. Everybody has left. All my vehicles are not there, and for second and third, it looked to me as if I'm nowhere. So I have to start everything again. So I told my husband that you are going from Ranchi to Delhi, and my son is going from Ranchi to Delhi to US. And why is it that I'm coming back to this place now? No, everybody is going higher up, and I'm going lower down. So nothing seemed to be working, and for 2 days I was just in a very gloomy stage and not doing anything. And then I heard this song, and then I thought that yes, the life is going to be like that, because you are there to support us all, and that if God is snatching away everything, like almost I am in a zero state where I will have to begin everything again on my own with no other person. So what to do? And I listened to that song and everything. And from that day, I found, like I told you, I do not have that kind of money, and I am looking for that kind of money. And I found my father's home is nearby, and that is not giving us any return. My own home is lying empty and not giving any returns. And this just stuck, like everything is there. Yeah, everything is there, and I am not able to look beyond my problems.
Yes.
And then, yeah.
So can I make a couple of suggestions, Nikita? Right?
Yeah,
so the first one is, one of the reasons why you are in Ranchi and your husband's moved to Delhi and your son's going to go to the US, and there's great love in the family. I see that, right? So it's not that nothing is there. There is tremendous love that exists in the family. That is completely there. There is great admiration also that I see, right? So I want you to look at doing three things, right? The first is answer this question, which is, given that you are in this situation where you're at, right? What are the positive aspects of being in this situation? I'm not asking you to think positively about it. I'm just saying to you, okay, you are where you are right now. What are the positive aspects of being in this situation? Okay. And it could be that everything is being cleared out. Maybe I'm going to start again, you know? So it literally puts you in a state where you can be creative again without the baggage that you were carrying before. I'm just giving an example. You will arrive at your own answer. Okay, so that's the first question answer. If we're given where I'm at, what are the positive aspects of being in this situation? The second thing I would like you to do is, because I want to get your mind along as you break free, because I can get you to do stuff and you'll break free and then it'll be, wow, amazing, but then the past will come straight back. That's not going to be very helpful. The second thing is it's worth acknowledging, and do it by writing. Just acknowledge everything that you feel about what is going on and stuff that you are ready to put a stop to. I'm feeling it, I'm thinking it, but enough of that, of thinking all of that. But whatever it comes up, write it down and put a stop at the end. Okay, just so that you're flushing it out of your system. Okay, but when you don't acknowledge it and you say, okay, I'll accept it, which you've done before, we all do it. It doesn't go away, it's there. But it's like occupying space, which really needs to be occupied with your own life force, with your own vitality, right? But it's got the vibration of stuff that is weighing you down. Okay, so acknowledge everything that that's bothersome, that doesn't feel that great, that you're ready to put a stop to. Okay, that's the second thing. Just literally only make a whole list. You're acknowledging all of that. And then once you've acknowledged it all, then you go do the third thing, which is unconditionally accept what is. Okay, all of this is there. I unconditionally accept what is. And I'm ready to move forward. Like literally stand up, take that step forward. You've actually shed a very burdensome cloak. Now moving forward, what you're presented with is a clearing.
Garam masala.
And it's a clearing, right? Garam masala. Oh my God. I just made some yesterday and I love making fresh garam masala with real spices.
Okay.
So now you've like stood up, the burden is gone, you're moving forward. Before you take any action, you may have a whole list of things that comes up. Before you take any action, you ask, is this mine to do? And only if the answer is yours, you do it. Only if the answer is yes, you do it. If your answer is no, don't analyze it. Don't engage with it again. With this young boy, I know his family, and I know I can feel the compassion and the empathy with which you relate to these children. I can see that. But you really use so much of your energy to do what is not even yours to do. When somebody else is not doing it, you will do it. You will do it at the cost of your own vitality. That limits how much you can be of service. So all of this has happened like a repeat. Literally, the divine is with you to give you that new muscle of nurturing yourself, building your vitality, and still being of service by doing what is yours to do. I'm asking you to do these logical process things just so that you can release the energetic burden out of your system. Will you do that?
Yeah.
Great. You're not alone. You're not alone. There's great love, there's great respect, there's mutual respect, there's tremendous admiration, and there's huge gratitude. You are blessed with grace. That's what I see when I look at you. And thank you for doing what you're doing. You know, it's
Yeah,
time for
today
you
I
to,
went to.
yeah, it's time for you to serve you for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, today I went to the for car shopping, and I looked at one of the vehicles and I said, okay, it's time to get my own, and
Great.
let's start this with all my power and start
Great.
doing something.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Nikita. And Meenaji, a quick last question from you.
Yes, namaste to all, especially.
Oh, your voice is your connection is not good. Your connection is not.
Advance welcome to Gurgaon. Just wanted to.
Go on, because we couldn't hear you very well. But yes, go on.
First of all, welcome to India, Pune, and advance welcome to Gurgaon. And I wanted to ask you if you can throw light, maybe next session, about soul fraction and soul fracture and ancestor hold. I found that topic to be very, very intriguing when you were doing beyond meditation sessions and a journey into miracles. Interesting. And about the vibration of words and sentences. Ever since you said that our body is a vessel, and it's holding our soul. So I have a very deep appreciation and admiration for body, human body. And now when I say, I don't feel bad, like how I look, how I talk, I'm always present to this sentence of yours, that our body is a vessel of containing the soul. And to me, outer things are not matter. They don't matter anymore. Earlier, I was very present to how I look, how people perceive, but I'm so self-assured. So vibration of words, if you can throw lights on many other words, like you said, stress has different, hope has different. And like these, I want to know more about in your future sessions or whenever convenient to you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I always say that every word has an innate vibration. And Juston was there, actually. I've done lots of work on the vibration of different words. So best to pull it all together, Meenaji, and share it. The main thing is it gets you to be cautious and conscious of the words you use, because your words give you your world. You know, there's no question. That's what happens. Your word gives you your world. So you may as well bring in to your world that which you want. And hence, you know, when I talk about trying is so trying, because the innate vibration of try, the word try is exhaustion. So when you say, I'll try, you're exhausted even before you begin. Because that's the innate vibration of that word. The innate vibration of love is amplification. You know, the innate vibration of trust is a stake in the ground, like it's done, the job is done type thing. But there are other words, and if you are interested in particular words that you find yourself using a lot, share it, you know, and then I can give you a response to those words. So you understand what the innate vibration is, and you can make your choice accordingly. Yes, the ancestral control, I mean, that's a whole, really, it could do with a dedicated session, possibly several dedicated sessions just on that. And how do you deal with that? So much of what, particularly the eastern part of the world, we really bring in our ancestors, we honor our ancestors. And I think indigenous communities do that also. So a lot of that is there. And yet I talk about ancestral holds and ancestral controls. You know, it is, you do honor them, but there's no need to be held or controlled by anything or anyone. So there's a way in which you deal with that. So I will share that separately. Okay, thank you very much. And I believe it's time to complete our session, unless there's something really burning for me to answer, Anushri. If there isn't, we'll.
Yeah, sure. But there is no
Okay.
other question, Mynoo.
Okay. Great. With that having been said, I would like to thank all of you for being here. If any of you want to stay on, we'll be beginning the Beyond meditation in about 6 minutes, and you can be here. It's the one that harmonizes the human form and the soul presence. If you're not going to be part of it, thank you so much for being here. If you asked a question, that's terrific. It is in these questions and answers that the wisdom becomes more precise and more anchored in the reality of this planet. And sure enough, it serves you. But the fact that the word exchange that we've had, it anchors the vibration of these words on this planet, and it continues to serve many others. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much, Mynooji, for being for us.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Really grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mynoo.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Namaste. And I'm going to go off camera for a few minutes, and I'll come back on in about 3-4 minutes again. Thank you.
Mynoo,
Thank you.
just pause your recording and start new one.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Hello.